Hey guys, Jeremy Callahan here with the Callahan Group at Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Listen, I want to give you guys a really good lay of the land. Maybe you're watching the headlines right now. Maybe you're seeing the news where people are talking about inflation. They're talking about the higher rates. They're also talking about home values dropping. I got news for you. That is true in certain markets, especially larger markets around the country. New York, Los Angeles, Seattle. They are seeing home values drop, but that's not necessarily the story right here in Chattanooga. And so what I want to do for you right now is paint a picture, a realistic picture of where we are at in the Chattanooga real estate market, how the landscape looks, how it's going to impact you, how you can use it to your advantage. And I'm going to use data to prove it. Okay, I always believe that the numbers tell a story, and so I want to dive into that. First metric I want you to look at right now is the number of homes that are for sale in our market. We're at 1645 currently, and this is from the latest data provided by Greater Chattanooga Realtors that just came out with the January 2023 stats. 1645 units that are for sale right now. That is up almost 70%. Over what we were looking at pacing-wise this time last year. So inventory levels are up. Okay, one piece of data to keep in mind. Another piece is our days on market. We're at 36 days on market. That is up 71.4%. That means that our from day zero when you hit the market until it goes under contract is 36 days, and that number is much longer than it was this time last year. Now, why is that? There could be a couple of reasons why. Here are just some thoughts on that. So interest rates have gone up, and so that has slowed the market down. And then the uncertainty in the economy with inflation and major corporate layoffs, that has certainly slowed some things down as well, but not as significantly as you would think. What I'm not painting a picture for is that the sky is falling. If anything, I want to show you that Chattanooga is very different than what's happening in major markets. However, the data is pointing to a bit of a slowdown in our market. So let's keep trucking along here, and I want you to see a couple of different things on here. Look right here at closed sales. Closed sales year to date are down 25.5% compared to last year. Certainly the higher rates can do that. The uncertainty in the economy can do that as well, but that's not massive. Here's what I want you to keep in mind. Even though we were looking at 25.5% down, that is compared to last year. Where were we last year? Where have we been really the past 2 years? We have been in a crazy pandemic market. Other sectors of the economy really slowed down and were impacted with the pandemic. The real estate market, specifically here in Chattanooga, really only sped up. And there are parts of town that were seeing 18 to 20% plus growth in home values during that time frame. We also know that days on market dramatically sped up during that time frame as well. Where we are going back to and where we really already are is more of a pre-pandemic market, 2019. The difference is though that home values are up and home values are not dropping. What we're seeing is we're seeing a slowdown in the market in terms of more days on market, and as a result of more days on market, more inventory on the market together at the same time. So that makes sense when we see that inventory levels are higher when we measure that. But we are not seeing home values drop at all. We are seeing the rate of appreciation, which was going at a really steady incline. We're seeing that rate of appreciation kind of slow down and just tick downward a little bit. We're not seeing a level in home values. We're also not seeing a drop in home values. We're talking about a slowdown in the rate of appreciation. So I want to point to a couple of other factors for you. I'm going to pull up a couple of other metrics for us to look at. Again, here's inventory of homes for sale. This is over the past 3 months. This top line right here is where we are right now over the past 3 months. Compare that to the bottom line of where inventory was. Inventory certainly is up. So this time last year, we were at about 1173 units. Right now, we're at 1994 units. What does that mean if you are a buyer? That means that here we are in February of 2023, and you have a lot more options for your purchase right now, and that's only going to get better as we continue to head into the spring. So for buyers, this is fantastic. Another thing for buyers that's really great right now is that we are not at the super high interest rates that we were having back in the fall. That has peaked. We are starting to slowly decline and level out in terms of interest rates. And keep in mind something that I heard a lender friend say a while back, and that was date the rate, buy the house. And what does that mean? That means that why miss out on an opportunity to make a great investment in a home for yourself just because the rate may be a little bit higher. When, if rates really are going to stabilize and lower over time, you can go ahead and get into the house and then you could refinance down the road. Why do that? By doing that and by not renting, what you're doing is you're taking advantage of the ability to gain equity over time. So just food for thought from that standpoint. If you have to, if you're a homeowner and you have to sell your home in order to purchase with more inventory and longer days on market, we're going to be in a much better position to be able to help you to simultaneously close on your sale and your purchase. And so what we were seeing during the pandemic was cash was king, and cash is still king, of course, but we were seeing more and more cash offers from outside investors coming from larger markets, or outside just homeowners coming from larger markets. And that was the preferred purchaser. We were seeing a lot of multiple offers. We're still seeing some multiple offers, not like we were. And we were seeing people that were buyers that were having to pay their own closing costs, that were having to waive home inspections, that were having to pay and guarantee in contract that they would pay above and beyond an appraisal. We're not seeing anywhere near the number of those kinds of events happen as we were during the pandemic. Again, we're getting much more back to a more normal, balanced market from that standpoint. So, that said, I want you to see these additional reports that I have. And I have a report for every area, every county, every suburb here in the greater Chattanooga area. If you would like a copy, please let me know. I will even pull stats and data for your specific subdivision or even your home if you'd like. I just need to verify the details in terms of your square footage and amenities, upgrades you've done, so I can get you a more accurate number. But I want you to see what I've pulled up here for Ottawa, and I'm going to make this a little bit larger so you can hopefully see this a little bit better. I want you to see right here, what I'm looking at here is 2022 versus 2023. New listings right here. So new listings in 2022 were at 74. This year we're at 76. Not a big change right there, right? However, let's look at what has closed here. 63 closed in 2022, only 47 closed. What does that mean if you are a seller, especially if you're a seller who's in the Ottawa market where home values tend to be a little bit higher? Oh, and by the way, last year, median sales price, $395. Even with the slowdown in sales, your median sales price is still up at $428. What does that mean if you are a homeowner, okay? That means that you're gonna have longer days on market. That means that even with the slowdown in the market, even with buyers asking for closing costs or asking for repairs or making their offer subject to an appraisal, over last year, you're still winning, okay? So look right here, the percentage of original price versus received. 2022, sellers were getting 100.3% of what they asked for. 2023 so far, they're only getting 95.7, and yet, even at that percentage, they're still making nearly $40,000 more, even with that taken into consideration. So guys, if you've got your home to sell, you are going to have more days on market, which means it's not going to be as frenzied. You're going to have time to find something else and purchase. We can still coordinate to get you elsewhere if we need to temporarily. And then on your purchase side, you're going to have more options to choose from. And so I'm hearing from a lot of people a couple of factors that are holding them back, and one of them is going to be the interest rates being higher because they've locked in with a killer interest rate, which I completely understand. But again, keep in mind that rates could change, and rates are expected to stabilize as we move forward. Don't let that hold you back if you want to move, if you really need to upgrade your space. Keep in mind also that homeowners right now have more equity in their home than ever at this point in the greater Chattanooga market. And so maybe this is the opportunity for you to take out a line of credit on your home so that you can use it to do upgrades or improvements on the home, or maybe even buy an investment property, a rental, a short-term vacation rental, also known as a Airbnb or a Verbo property. We can help you with that as well. Again, guys, if you'd like to have a copy of any of these individual reports, whether it be for any of the cities or suburbs or neighborhoods or even your specific home, let me know. I'm happy to pull that data for you and kick it over to you so you can see what's going on. But this is not a sky is falling market. This is a more normal and balanced market that we are returning to, much more like 2019. The advantage, though, is that home values are are up, obviously, since 2019, and they're holding steady and continue to grow at a slower rate. If you have questions about the real estate market here in the greater Chattanooga, North Georgia, or Cleveland areas, I'd love to be a resource for you to just sit down and answer your questions about the selling side or the purchase side. Reach out, let me know how I can help, and thank you guys for watching.